group of women who are probably like my age who told me that they'd once seen a cat walking down the street with a hedgehog riding on its back, and I believed that.
I'm gullible and believe things too easily, and I was about to be like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I still don't know. They swear down it. They saw it.
This is In Tandem with Chloe Radcliffe, and my guest today is James Acaster.
That's right.
And go.
Big apple.
Woo! Oh, you're so much better at this than anybody.
Oh yeah?
Wow.
Straight away?
Instantly.
I was scared of riding my bike in London, so imagine what this is like. Because this is like mega London.
You admit that it's better.
I didn't say better. I said it like more scary,
Bigger,
and dangerous, and insane.
Dirtier.
Yeah. You win there.
Do you get recognized in London very much?
Yeah, a little bit. Like maybe once or twice a day.
Okay.
But by nice people.
Who compliment you and stuff?
Yeah, they compliment me.
Yeah.
Give me compliments. Makes the day go a bit quicker.
That's what the niceness is to me.
Yeah.
Have you gotten recognized here in New York?
Yeah, the Christmas market, one of the Union Square markets, someone was very nice.
Gave you little compliments.
Gave me a little compliment, said I was funny.
I got recognized on the sidewalk, and the guy goes, how often does this happen? And I was like, probably once a week.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, not any more than that? And I was like, you don't have to rub it in.
Yeah, it's interesting, but they want to know how often it happens.
Yeah.
I guess they want to know if they're wasting their time or not.
He should have felt special.
Yeah.
He said somehow, it made me feel like he thought that I would be more successful than I am.
Maybe he thought you were someone else.
Birthmark on the other side.
Yeah.
You're in New York. You're promoting an HBO special.
Yes.
Does this new special does it feel like you're in like a new, bigger phase of your career? Does it feel like a leap? Does it feel like sort of gradual progress?
In all honesty, I'm just going to give you an honest answer here.
Yeah, please.
It feels like the end. I don't feel in any way like I'm progressing onto it. I feel like everything that's happening now is the very last thing that happens in my career.
But have you always felt that at every stage?
No.
Really?
No, yeah. I think there was something about the pandemic and the lockdowns feeling like some sort of full stop on things, some period, as you would say. So I still think that all of this...
Wait, but in the pandemic, then, okay, so you had put out cold lasagna.
Yeah, so I did put out something then as well.
And then this is yet a new, you're saying, sorry, I'm confused because you're saying the pandemic felt like an end, except now you've still kept going.
Yeah, but I think
that
it feels like I've kept going after it's finished.
In a bad way?
I felt this is it.
This show is incredible.
It's like, why is this guy around? Why is he still here doing this stuff? I had no idea.
Do you think that's just in your head though? I mean, of course it is, everything is, but...
Yeah. But I definitely feel more than ever very, like I don't know where any of this is going. But then it does sometimes make me feel more grateful for stuff.
If you want to say something like cancelable on here and guarantee that it's the end, knock yourself out.
You try to cancel me?
Yeah. I'm giving you the opportunity to. I'm giving you an open door.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, just so you know, I know that opportunity is there. I'm just choosing not to say awful stuff.
The last 3 years, but for sure 1 year for me, have been like pretty, like a pretty significant departure from where my career was to where it is now.
Yeah.
The last year especially I've just gotten a bunch of things that I wanted very badly a year and a half ago. And
congratulations.
Thank you. And I am more anxious than ever. I'm more panicked than ever. I work very hard to not be negative.
Yeah.
And I think that I've gotten so much more pessimistic as I've gotten older. We can get around it. Okay. I've gotten so much more pessimistic as I've gotten older, and I think it's that, like, the closer I get to having the things that I want, the more present the fear is of not having them. You know, like when I was earlier in my career, when there was nothing to lose, it's easy to be positive. Has been my experience.
Because you're working towards something as well. So you're working towards whatever it is. I never had a specific goal in mind, but like...
But even if it's like a project feeling some version of success that you want.
Yeah, you're just trying to get better as a comic, and which is what I try and get back to each time is let's focus on just getting better as a comedian and not these other things that don't really mean anything.
Yes.
But I think there's very few comedians who don't care what other people think about them. I think most comedians absolutely do, especially the ones who shout about not caring what people think about them most. And
well, that's a lady doth protest too much situation.
I guess my main problem in the past has been like on stage, that matters too much to me. And I've managed with this show to get to the point where it doesn't matter as much. That's felt really good. So now I have to work on this this point where you're releasing a special and you don't mind what people think of it.
Yeah. So the next project will have to just be a few specials released over and over and over.
Yeah, I just get me really used to, I don't care what people think about this special.
I saw you do the live show before you shot it in New York here at the Beacon.
Yeah.
And Stuart and I sat next to Paul Rudd and Finn Wolfhard in the theater.
Yeah.
Which was very fun.
I wonder how often they get recognised. How often do people recognise you?
Probably like once a week.
Like working with those guys on that film, I was like, well, this is nice. I didn't expect to be doing stuff like this.
Sure, and does that not feel like a sign of progress, like a sign that things are still building?
I fluked that. That was fluky.
Okay.
I was lucky they were filming in England. I think pretty close to the film date they needed to secure someone for that role.
Okay.
And the guys making it had seen my specials. And we're like, fuck it, get that guy.
Okay.
Get that nerd.
Okay, so that success doesn't count. Let's list a lot of your successes and talk about why they don't actually count as successes.
None of them count.
Well, the thing is that actually, like,
you going up that hill? Were you not?
You are doing so much more work.
Take it out of you a bit?
A little bit, but I bike all the time.
Yeah.
So I think I'm probably, stronger than you.
Yeah, you're stronger than me.
You also are putting in much more effort than I'm used to guests putting in here.
This is the thing, it's a metaphor for my career. I'm putting in all the effort.
You're putting in a lot of effort.
But I'm still going, I'm weak, right?
Right, people are kind of surprised at it. And people are going, you don't have to feel like this.
Yeah.
It could be easier. It could be nicer. You could be having a better time.
Yes. Uh-oh, my shoelace is caught in the...
Oh.
Hold on. It's okay, I've got it uncaught.
Let's pull over and let's tie your shoelace so that it doesn't...
Yeah, I'm going to tuck them into my not my trousers. My
shoes?
Shoes. Trousers is English for pants.
And pants is English for...
Underwear.
Lacy.
Undergarments.
Nether region.
Yeah. Pantaloons.
Any concern about the loops?
Yeah, there should be, yeah.
Onward.
Don't misunderstand though, I'm very excited about the special, I'm very proud of it, but this is
Do you feel like you can celebrate it?
Yeah, at some point.
But not right now.
Oh, right now is the worst, because right now we're
Right now is in the least certain moment.
This is there's no celebrating happening now.
Sure.
Now this is just like, we'll see how this goes.
Panic, nerves. Does it feel like, well, it's already, like, what's done is done and it's either going to work or it's not?
Yeah.
Also, it's going to work. It's a fantastic special. I've seen it. I've seen it multiple times. It's such a great show. It's such a great shoot. It looks amazing. It is so funny. It's perfect, and I hope that everybody watches it. That's Party Gator coded.
Yes, I sent
you the picture to send to you.
I've seen it around a little bit.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm kind of like thinking it might be a front for something.
They got a bunch of gators in it.
A bunch of gators that they're smuggling into New York.
Will you talk about how the concept of Hecklers Welcome came about?
Yeah, it was just I had to stop sabotaging my own gigs, and I knew that if I didn't stop that, I was never going to enjoy my shows, never going to enjoy my job, and it was a job that I'd wanted to do for a long time, and I feel very passionate about it and love it.
And you still do, even though it's the end.
Yeah, well, even though it's the end, if anything, when it's the end, you can look back really with a lot of fondness. This is the time when we really appreciate how much we loved our jobs that is definitely about to finish.
Was there like a rock bottom that made you say, I have to change this?
Oh man.
Also, I hope you can feel I'm doing a lot of work on this hill.
Yeah, this is insane, this hill. I feel like this hill wasn't in the email.
Well, if I put this hill in the email, you'd never do the show.
Absolutely, well, but it's good though. I've eaten a lot of donuts this morning. I mean, there was a load of times where any time an audience member came up to me after a show and would have basically bought into what I'd said on stage, that it was their fault.
And be apologising.
I'd be apologising. I'd be like, it's not good. So if they come up and go, listen man, we drove all the way from this place to see you, and you're an asshole.
And we wanted to like you.
And like, just so you know, it was her birthday present and you've really fucking ruined it. That is not as bad as someone going, sorry that we were a bad audience.
Yeah.
You deserve better than that.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
In the first one, at least you know that you're wrong.
Yeah.
They know that you're wrong.
Yeah.
Even if you've done something bad, everybody's being honest about it. But in the second one, it's like they're taking the hit that you know in your heart of hearts you should be taking.
Yeah. But the main thing I'm looking forward to people seeing is how it was shot, and the Turtle Canyon gang who had done all my specials,
Yes.
did a really amazing job at this one, because I think I literally just said to them I'd like to do it in the round, which wasn't even the original plan. They went for their recce, and they had to report back and go, oh, so we couldn't really do the recce in the end because the theatre was set up for this other show that's in the round. And then obviously you're like, oh, I didn't know that venue could do that. Like, absolutely, let's do that.
Great.
And then...
Yeah, you get exposed by the audience, or you are so much more exposed to the audience.
You're exposed, they can get you from any angle, but also in terms of the taping, they're always in the shot. So I'd had loads of tour dates where no one heckled for the whole show.
Yeah.
And I thought, if that happens, because I'm not going to go to them, that's not part of the show.
Yep.
If they just sit there and listen to these stories, I still want
them to have a play in it.
I still want it,
Yeah.
to come across.
Yeah.
And that seems like the best way, is that the viewer at home will always be able to see at least one person
They're
not
present.
laughing at me in every shot, and that's important, I think.
Let's let this guy get ahead of us.
This guy, it's a gator.
Yeah. That's an action gator.
Yeah.
There is a certain, I think, significant degree of ego and exceptionalism that is required to do stand-up.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, do you see that ego in yourself? But I really think every stand-up has to have it. How do you keep a lid on it? How do you manage still being a decent person with that kind of exceptionalism that shows up in what we do?
Well, I don't think I have it off stage.
Okay.
I don't think I do.
You don't think so?
I don't think I'm the loudest person in the room.
No.
And I'm happy to just watch other people do whatever. And maybe it's because, but I definitely growing up wasn't. I probably was, especially in my late teens, the loudest person in the room trying to be funny, and often being quite cringe.
Do you have a cringe memory? Is there a story that's in your
I used
head?
to be in a thing called the Gang Show, which is all the scouts, the Boy Scouts getting up on stage once a year and singing and dancing for the parents. So we would be at that age, 13 onwards or whatever, going on stage. I was in the scouts for too long. And me and a group of friends would always do the comedy sketches. We thought we were so funny. And my friend Matthew Hill, shout out Matthew Hill, had a camcorder. This is before everyone had camera phones, obviously.
Uh-huh.
And he would film us all the time at rehearsals, messing around, doing comedy skits. We thought we were the funniest people ever. And he came round a few years after all of this. He said, I found these tapes of us at Gang Show. I was like, stick them on, we were so funny. And we're really not. And a lot of it is me, thinking I'm Johnny Knoxville, saying to the camera, hello, James Acaster? I'm going to jump over these bollards or whatever, and then deliberately post myself in the dick or whatever. And And then you see the people standing around you who, in your memory, were all howling with laughter. And then actually...
And there's an audience member not laughing at you at every shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly that. It's full circle. And I remember telling him to switch that off after 5 seconds.
Really?
I thought I can't watch this.
Ooh, well, we're going.
We're done. We did it.
Hey, in New York City, you break the law.
Yeah.
Okay, you were at my birthday party a couple days ago.
Yeah.
The next day, I had, I think, the most brutal anxiety hangover, hangxiety I've ever had.
Yeah.
I've had it start at 2 or 3 in the morning, like wake up, racked by panic.
Yeah.
And I've had it like happen the next morning. But the entire day after my birthday party, which was so fun.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin my birthday party with spending 18 hours. And I just felt like I just had this like absolute certainty that something was going very wrong.
Yeah.
And that I had done something very wrong.
Yes. That's why I didn't drink that much at your party.
To avoid having that?
I had 2 drinks and I had soft drinks in between and I went home. A couple of weeks ago, had extremely bad anxiety that lasted the whole day.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was the worst. It was the absolute worst. And I wrote a full list of like what my new life is going to be like. I'm never going to drink again. I'm never going to have caffeine again. I'm going to limit the amount of time that I talk to people because that only does damage. So don't ever talk to anyone
You mean even
anymore.
at a party or outside?
Oh, just in general.
life.
Just limit that. Because also the stuff that you have to say isn't well thought through, James. It's not. You don't really sit around thinking about what you think about stuff.
This episode is painting such a beautiful and dark, bleak picture of a. I don't want to say the word damaged. Not damaged. I don't know. Fucked up. Something.
No, but like,
What's the right word?
I mean, definitely.
Self-critical. Unfairly self-critical.
Sure, yeah.
Can I tell you a thing that I had to run by Stuart after?
Yeah.
I asked what you and your partner were doing the next day.
Yeah. And
you said that you were going to a Chinese restaurant and you told me what the restaurant was.
Yeah.
And I sort of like half invited us.
Sure.
And the next day, probably 4 times, I was like, stupid. Why did I don't need to invite us to their
Yeah, but I knew in that moment,
dinner.
I was like, Chloe's having a good time. And
it's not really gonna,
yeah. Chloe doesn't expect that to happen.
No,
Chloe knows I'm seeing her the next day.
Yes.
But of course, I know that in your situation, it's like...
I was like, I'm just like glomming on to...
They must be talking about it all day, being like, can you believe she invited us to this meal?
That rude asshole.
Yeah.
Whenever I have a thought pass through my head that I know is like wrong or, ungrounded, I just shake my head to say like, go away, no.
Yeah.
And I just was sitting there shaking my head every 45 seconds.
Yeah, horrible.
When I was younger and I didn't drink that much caffeine, I would feel this like terrible panic. And then I would just like ask myself, did you just finish an entire cup of coffee or whatever?
Yeah.
All right, almost there. Basically, I believed the explanation that the panic was fake. I could tell myself, this is from caffeine.
Yeah.
You're just not allowed to like read any of these signals for the next hour and a half.
Yes.
And then like come back in an hour and a half and see if the thing you're worried about is still worrisome.
You try and do that with anxiety?
I've tried, but I can't. I'm not as successful with it.
I try and go, this isn't real.
Just like you're telling yourself during this hill right now.
Yeah.
This isn't real. It'll be over soon. Okay. That was the last big hill.
Wow. See, I think that I exercise regularly and then I do something like that and go, no, you don't really exercise.
I love biking more than anything. It's my whole life. It keeps my head screwed onto the rest of my body.
Yes.
And people make fun of me for it all the time.
Why?
'Cause I think it's dorky.
Could you like something that they don't like? Or that makes them feel bad about themselves?
Maybe. I mean, the helmets, everybody looks stupid in a helmet.
For sure.
You have to try. It's not cool to try hard at something. It's not cool to show up sweaty and smelly, which I do all the time.
that's the one thing.
Yeah. But I love it and I commit to it, and my love for it is earnest and sincere despite people making fun of me for it. What is something in your life
I got 4 cats.
that you love earnestly
You
despite?
knew the answer to this before you asked it.
Yeah. Great, let's hear it.
But like, well, that's it. I've got 4 cats. My partner and I have 4 cats. And when they're like, 4 cats, you're crazy. That's insane. Your house must fucking stink. And you're like, well, that last comment was extremely rude.
Yeah, to me, that's the crazy thing, is to say that out loud.
Yeah, but they'll say
think
it. Could be the first time they've met you. They'll say, so does your house like this stink of piss all the time? You're like, no, because we make sure our house doesn't stink of piss all the time.
No, because it's possible to not.
The worst is whenever it's like someone who has like even 1 kid.
Sure, and who's criticizing you having 4 cats?
And they're like, that's crazy having 4 cats, that's insane. And you're like, I don't think it is. I think it's actually, and then you tell them, you go, actually all 4 of them are really low maintenance and easy, and being around them makes me feel happier. It's really nice.
And they've never screamed on an airplane.
Yeah, like, I literally, they're just brilliant. Oh, exactly.
They got the Easter game.
He's having the best day of his life. He's doing his own little podcast vlog.
Yeah, they're more of a high energy host.
Yeah, we're having a therapy session on a bike, and they're going like, look at that, life is great.
New York City!
Yeah, I can't be bothered with those people. And also they won't care. The worst thing about those people is that they won't care when their kid grows up and hates them.
Have any of your cats walked around with a hedgehog?
Oh, I could arrange that. I can make our dreams come true.
Yeah.
Pick up a hedgehog, I mean,
Those women might have been lying, but
I think there's only one
We'll be
of them
telling
who
the
wouldn't
truth.
immediately fuck the hedgehog up. 3 of them would at least attempt to kill that hedgehog.
yeah.
One of them, who's actually the biggest one, would let the hedgehog go around on his back.
Sort of a tandem bicycle of the animal world. This has been In Tandem with Chloe Radcliffe.
And James Acaster.
All right, oops.
Very snotty for that whole thing. Your back's covered in snot now.
Yeah, Mary Queen of Snots.
That's good.
That's me.